Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Mr. Adelini. I just wanted to welcome you to West Ranch's virtual back to school night. And what I wanted to do was talk about one of the classes that I teach here called American Government. It's actually a co-teach class where students have the support of not one but two teachers. And there's our contact information. There's my email address, and there's Mr. Von Bush's email address in case you have any questions. In this course, students will engage in an in-depth, standards-based study of the governmental system of the U.S. And it's our goal to help students become more aware of the governmental policies and practices that affect their lives in the U.S. And, what a interesting time, shall we say, to be taking a class like American Government with the presidential election going on. There's going to be a lot to talk about this semester, I'm sure. Here's a screenshot of the West Ranch Bell schedule and class calendar. You can actually find this on the West Ranch website on the left-hand side, about halfway down or so, and it just covers, the day-to-day schedule of when classes meet and what days. And I pay particular attention to Wednesdays, where we manage to cram in all six classes, back to back to back. It's very easy to get turned around, so just make sure your student is monitoring that day closely, and just make sure that they're on time for all their classes. This again can be found on the West Ranch webpage, homepage, that is, on the left-hand side, and below here on the second portion, you've got kind of a breakdown of when what days classes meet as well. So it's all the information that you would need in relation to our class schedule. New to distance learning for fall of 2020, students are required to check in live with teachers every day, every period. So we do take attendance, and students can be marked absent, obviously. And so just like a regular face-to-face class, if your student is not able to attend a class, just make sure you call in the absence so they're not marked absent. Make sure your students are staying organized. Make sure that they're aware of when in-class assignments and homework is due. And on that note, you can have them utilize some sort of a calendar, some sort of old school planner, or I don't know, Post-its, or their phone. Just make sure that they have a way to stay organized so they don't miss important due dates. Also, this year we have what's called an afternoon flex time, which is during eighth period, and it was created to assist students by allowing them, if necessary, to meet virtually with teachers for support and intervention as needed. We're asking all students to practice positive digital citizenship, and really what that boils down to is we'd like students to be respectful, professional, and courteous, not just to teachers but also to their fellow students. And district and school rules and regulations still hold true during distance learning. Students cannot record any online instructions, which actually violates Education Code 51512. So make sure they're not recording any online instruction. Really in a nutshell, while a student might be at home, they're still part of the school learning environment, so they just need to act appropriately. And I believe last week, Mr. Von Bush posted these three handouts: how to be a successful student in online learning, teacher success in online learning, and parent support for success in online learning. So really, these documents just kind of go to show you that we're all in this together in helping students be as productive as possible during distance learning. All right, so here's kind of a day in the life of how we run this class. It's our goal to deliver a rigorous and challenging curriculum in a fair and reasonable way. There's obviously more structure this year than there was last year, like the mandatory attendance. And we understand that students, will be, probably already are, inundated with, emails, attachments, apps, reminders. So we'll try to keep that in mind as we conduct this class. We'll try to keep it as streamlined as possible. So, every day, when this class meets, students join through the Google Meet link on the Google Classroom page. And oftentimes during the day, we'll begin by reviewing aspects from assignments from the previous class for some review. And then we'll launch into the day's work, which will typically include a kind of a brief discussion of the day's topic, along with our expectations and directions for that day's assignments. We'll give students, oftentimes, we'll give them time to work on their assignments during class, and Mr. Von Bush and I will then be around to help students if they have any questions and so on and so forth. And so as the need and opportunity arise, our student will also engage in discussions based on current events, which there I'm sure will be plenty with the presidential election, and we'll do it when it's appropriate and when it's relevant, obviously. So we'll also try to schedule a break during the class period just to give everybody's eyes a rest. Here's the grading scale. Pretty straightforward. An A is 90% to 100%, B is 80 to 89%, and so on and so forth. And generally, we should have grades updated in Infinite Campus on a weekly basis. And then here's a further breakdown. Classwork and activities will equal about 40% of your student's grade. Projects about 10%. Exams about 40%, and current events about 10% as well. So this class is taught synchronously, meaning that we meet in real time during those class periods. And some supports that we give, obviously during the class period, we're there to support your student. And there's the online flex learning time as well. And again, that typically is 1:40 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. every day, with the possible exception of meetings during those days, or on Wednesday as well. That's kind of a big meeting day for us too. So that basically that's the class in a nutshell. And again, if you have any other questions, you can always send me or Mr. Von Bush an email. But again, thanks for attending West Ranch's Back to School Night, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.